What did it mean to see it go? It's been so stop-start for you, hasn't it, in your time at Aston Villa, mainly because of injury. Why did you wake up today feeling today's the day?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you why, but I just had a good feeling about the whole team. Just seeing how we were in training, just how everybody's helping one another. I was just really, really excited, and I felt that today was going to be a good day for us. We were going to get something out of the game today.
I mean, it was a strange one, wasn't it? It was actually quite a quiet first half for you. What was the key moments after you went 1-0 down? A couple of key saves, because at 0-1, you're still in the game.
Yeah, that's a goalie life. Sometimes you don't have nothing to do for 45 minutes, and then I think the first, not even a shot in the game that went in. So I think the crosses, a little deflection, and then Hala just had a tap in the back post. But my job is to keep the team in the game and use my strength, and I think that's my strength. Keep always the team in the game. Thanks God, Leon scored a good goal, and all the saves counts.
So, if people didn't see your interview after the Arsenal game, how much sleep did you get after that match?
Nah, not much, mate. 45 minutes, especially when we're in a bad run. I'm the first one to take the blame because I thought I could have done better in the second goal. So I let my team down, and I normally try to save my team like today in the saves, and obviously with Doggie's goal, I thought I made few saves in the Arsenal game, and unfortunately I couldn't keep it out. So today, thanks to Leon, I got the credit for the saves.
Yeah, and you'll sleep better tonight?
Nah, still concede, mate. So I will obviously think about that goal for a few hours.
Okay, Leon, how much credit does the manager deserve this evening? Because it looked like a team working exactly to his plan, fighting for him, and obviously he was a manager under a lot of pressure going into this.
Definitely a lot of credit to him, because going into such a big important game, he didn't let anybody feel pressured or anything, and I think that was so important for the team, that everybody understand that. Yeah, we're in a tough situation, but he's all confident in everybody, so he just wanted us to bring our best version of ourselves on the pitch, and I think he can take all the credit for it, because I think the players did so today for him.
Brilliant. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Well done.
He wasn't smiling too much, Leon Bailey, but he will eventually, you'd like to think. And that'll be good to see, because he's had a tough time with injuries since he's been at Villa.
Yeah, stop-start in his Villa career. He's got ability. You know, he can move with the ball. He's got great pace. Obviously got an eye for a goal. Just needs to play on a regular basis and get some consistency in his performances. But it's very difficult when you keep picking up these little niggles and puts you out for 2-3 weeks, perhaps longer in his case.
Yeah. Do you think Villa were worthy of the point in the end?
Yeah, I have to say, of course, City missed some chances that you would expect him to put away, but I think Villa were brave. They're at home. They stayed in the game as long as possible, and they waited for their chances and opportunities to come. And Leon Bailey's finish was fantastic. So for me, I think, yeah, at the end of the 90 minutes, they deserved that.
Was that the Gerrard game plan for you, Tim?
Absolutely, yeah. You can't be expansive against Man City. They rip you apart. We saw that when Nottingham Forest tried to take him on like that. You know, it is a shot to nothing. The pressure is always on Man City to break the opposition down, and he made it very difficult for them to break them down. I thought the distances across the back were very good. I thought pretty much fullback stayed at home majority of the time. There wasn't many gaps. Midfield worked tirelessly in front, trying to protect, trying to stop that service into Erling Haaland when they possibly could. And the back players put a shift in as well, you know, tracking back fullbacks. And when they broke with pace. You know, they had ability, you know, and a little bit of class, some good passing forward. Ollie Watkins has got pace. We know he can open his legs and really, really show his class. So I just think it was a good point in the end for them, and I think they stuck in there. It's really important when you lose that first goal. You know, you can become a bit reckless and chase the game. But he thought, you know what, why it's won, we're still in the game, we have threats, and it's exactly how it panned out. Just stay very, very patient and waited for their chance, and he was clinical when it came.
Which is exactly what I was going to ask next. Patience is key. Villa had 27% possession. You know you can't go gung-ho, but only when you can. And even in the wake of 3 straight defeats, you've really got to show some character and personality on a night like this.
Yeah, and I think that's what Steven Gerrard would have been looking for in this game. Both the team, the manager and the fans knew what sort of game it was going to be, how tough it was going to be, what they were going to have to endure, and they endured it. And when they did get the chance to go forward, they was adventurous. They tried. They didn't just go up there, hold it, and they actually went to create chances and with purpose. So, and with that, that creates that goal for Leon Bailey because they went for it with purpose. Although at the time Mahrez, I would say, fell asleep a little bit, but they took that opportunity and took full advantage of it.
OK, let's have a look at that opening goal then from that man again, Erling Haaland, who's adapted to life in the Premier League as if he'd been playing for years. But talk to me about the delivery from Kevin De Bruyne.
Sensational. Bernardo it was an underlapping run there, and before he looks up, I think it's a better view here. The ball's there, it's in his pathway. Now, all he's got to do, I'm saying all he's got to do, is he just trying to whip that ball into the area over the back post. I think Martinez has got a poor position. I think he shouldn't get beat over his head at the near post. I think that is very... But let's give credit to Kevin's pass. It had pace, it had dip, it had everything. And that man's finish, he was just so calm. He made that look so easy, Sean, but... When you're watching that ball come over, I mean, he made it look as if like he was in a school playground still. But it's the pressure. He's there. He doesn't feel pressure, that kid. I mean, the finish is exquisite. Everyone at home will say, well, it's easy. It's a tap-in. How many of them do you see other teams and other strikers, you see them miss them all the time. It's a tight angle, just the coolness, just waiting for it and just guiding it into the back of the net.
For most players, that's a headed finish. For him, he's hanging in the air, isn't he, for a volley? I mean, that is some way to dispatch at the far post.
It's definitely a headed finish. But yeah, it's perfect. It just lands on his foot and it just cushions it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic from him, and that's the person you would want in that position to put the ball in a box. And if you look at all possibly 10 of these goals, they were all in and around the box and in the 6-yard box, and that's why they brought him to the club.
And that is 10 goals already registered in his first 6 appearances. It's the joint quickest. Mickey Quinn's done it before, which is a throwback, really, from some time ago. Sergio Aguero, Diego Costa, Jurgen Klinsmann all did it in less time. But as we said at the top of the programme, it's the speed with which he's acclimatised to life in the Premier League that I suppose has surprised a few, Tim.
I don't think any of us sitting here, and certainly any other pundits who I worked with, were questioning whether he can settle into the Premier League. Because his physicality, his pace, he has all the attributes to be top drawer. We've seen other players coming in from Holland, possibly, and Spain sometimes, and they don't ever settle, you know, with great goal-scoring records. You know, I know Tottenham had a couple. Soldado, for one, he was breaking all records in Spain. Janssen, he was breaking all records. He come to Tottenham as well from Holland. But when this boy's coming over, he's a phenomenon. I mean, he has got absolutely everything. And what he's got is a temperament to die for as well. He's humble, which the manager loves, and he fits into the system. Now, everyone thinks, well, he don't fit into the system how they've been playing, but he fits into the system what they've been looking for. They want him to stay up the field. They want him to occupy defenders. They want the other guys to come in them little pockets and work in tight areas. And when the ball goes into wide areas, get yourself in the width for the goal, and that's exactly right up his street. That is what he wants to do, Manish. That is his game. If you asked him what to do, he could play in the game. He's one of them players, and he wouldn't mind admitting it. I've played with a few. Alan Shearer. I've looked at Harry Kane through his career. Now, after the game, if he hasn't scored, he's devastated. Now, you put a brave face on it and say, oh, it's all about the team. They all say that. Let me tell you, they do not sleep unless they score goals, and he is one who doesn't do that.
And I was going to ask, actually, how will he be feeling despite reaching double figures, which in itself is a milestone, but not coming away with all 3 points?
I think he'll be angry. I think, especially with himself, he had 2 chances that I think on another day he may have slotted into either side of the corners, but Martinez saved both of them. So I think he'll be upset with himself on that side of things. But I think sometimes a point is better than no points. I think it's an away game, and as long as City are picking up points and winning the games that they need to win, I think they'll be fine.
Let's have a look at Leon Bailey's equalising goal for Aston Villa. How well taken was this, Tim?
Oh, it's brilliantly taken. I mean, the build-up play, Ramsey just gets a run on Riyad Mahrez as he goes to sleep. He's twisting and turning. It's a great pass with his left foot into a dangerous area. He just falls off the pace there, Leon, and he just waits for this to come onto his foot. He uses the pace of the cross. I mean, it's a great area to hit. See there, he just drops out to the edge of the box, just moves in towards the penalty spot, and he guides that into the top corner. It goes on Ederson's side, but it's hit with such power. He's just behind him before he's even seen it. Wonderful finish and a good counter-attacking goal. But they have to be more diligent on their defending, Man City. Riyad Mahrez has come on for Bernardo. If Bernardo was still on the pitch, me and Sean are sure he would have been goal side there of Ramsey and stopped it happening.
Sean, not good enough?
No, I wouldn't be happy if I was Pepe, and I don't think he is happy. I think he will say that they played well, because they did control pretty much most of the game. But you know, at home, teams are going to create problems. Even if they sit back, they will have one or two clear-cut chances, and I think Villa capitalised off one of them.
Let's have another look at that goal.
Where
should City have done better?
He switches off. See, we highlight him here. He has to get goal side of Ramsey there. This ball pops out. Now it's too late. Now he tries to react. Rodri has to come across, and the rest is all good play from Aston Villa. But if they stop it at source, if he gets himself round, then he stops it happening in the first place. But he's trailing. Riyad's trying to. Then everyone has to get dislodged. And Rodri, you normally see him in that area of the penalty area. If his defenders can't help, he normally puts out fires in there. He's normally the one who sweeps up the danger. But he's trying to help out Riyad because he's lost him. So he's lost the Ramsey in the first place. And the finish is excellent. Let's just applaud that.
Yeah. How frustrating will it be on a night that they would have been more than aware Liverpool dropped points in the first game of the day, that City do something similar?
It's definitely going to be annoying, Manish, but I think the way Pep works and what I've seen over the years, he might not be happy, but they've come away from an away game with a point. They created chances which they could have taken and they didn't take, or they were great saves. So he will just build on that and move on to the next game. I think they've got an important game in a week and an important game next week, so he'll just take the point and run with that, I think.
What he loves, Pep, is control. He always talks about control, and listen, we can't hide the fact that they had control of that football match, but credit to Villa, just stuck in there, showed that determination, and they knew they had a threat on a counter. And in the end, you'd have to say, yes, they got outplayed, yes, they had less chances, but I think I almost deserved that point.
Yeah. I just wonder on another night, because things have been very different. Moment of controversy, of course. Philippe Coutinho thought he scored a second goal for Villa. Let's have a look and a listen, actually, to the referee's whistle. So Coutinho judged to have been offside. The linesman saw it. He flagged very quickly. He's clearly not offside at this point. The moment the flag goes up, the referee then blows his whistle. Therefore, the ensuing shot by Coutinho, as it happens, doesn't count.
Well, first and foremost, we can't understand why the whistle was blown in the first place. Definitely not goal side of the defender. Plus, the ball got passed backwards.
Yeah.
And then when he actually blows his whistle, the City players stop anyway. John Stones moves out of the way. The goalkeeper half-heartedly. Great strike for Coutinho, but head scratcher. We watched it many times. We can't understand why the whistle was blown. Perhaps we can ask someone who might know.
Almost as if you know what's coming up next to him. Dermot Gallagher is a former Premier League referee. He joins us now from the match centre. Dermot, talk us through what exactly happened.
I think it's just an error by Adrian Holmes, to be honest, Manish. He's seen Coutinho across the field. He hasn't seen the defender drop him back. I think this, if you follow it through here, you watch Coutinho at the bottom of the picture. As the ball's played in here towards the back, Coutinho there isn't offside. I think the problem emanates because the law says, or the directives are, if there's a chance he's going to score, he's going towards goal and such like. But Coutinho's actually coming back, and this is why Simon Hooper flags, whistles. See here, he's not offside. But if you watch Coutinho now, he comes back. Because he's coming back, flag's gone, the whistle's gone, because he's not moving towards goal. So it goes back to error of judgment by the assistant. He kept his flag down, that move would have went on and Simon wouldn't have whistled.
So where are we with that situation? Obviously there's nuances to regulations at the start of every campaign. The linesman should have kept his flag down, right?
Well, definitely, because it wasn't offside, but once he flags, the referee can allow play to go on as long as he feels there's still an attacking play. Well, once he's reversing back towards his own goal, they don't see that as attacking play, so the game stopped. But you see quite clearly that Simon's whistled long before the shot's taken. So it's not a disallowed goal, it's an error of judgment by the assistant.
Is the referee obliged to blow his whistle?
I think if I was in that position and I see the player coming back like that, Manish, I'm always going to blow because, A, I think the assistant's in the best position to judge where he's offside, although he got it wrong. Once he starts reversing back, I think, well, that opportunity that they say you can have the caveat to go forward is stopped, so therefore he whistles.
OK. Dermot, thanks very much indeed. Former Premier League referee Dermot Gallagher. I wonder whether the Aston Villa boss, Steven Gerrard, has an opinion on that issue. Let's find out now. Here is the Villa boss.
Steven, you must be a proud manager.
Yeah, very proud. I think the players have come together today. They've put an incredible amount of effort and application into the game. They've followed instructions for the majority of the game. Listen, City are always going to have moments. They're always going to have the quality to open you up at times, and we had to ride our luck. But this is what we wanted out of the game, and this is the game plan we gave the boys, and they carried it out, so well done to them.
Just tell us about that game plan, sacrificing a Buendia or a Coutinho to make it hard for City to play through you, maybe.
Yeah, I think sometimes you've got to put more legs in the team. You've got to sacrifice certain technical levels when you're up against City. You've got to take a bit of space away, and you've got to have people in your team that if you regain the ball can run forward with power and speed. Buendia and Phil are different types of player, so we went with Ramsey and Bailey and Ollie because we felt that if we could regain it in interesting areas, we would have areas of the pitch to go and break in, and we done it better in the second half, but that was the reason why we took a few technical players out. We wanted to be a little bit more pragmatic, organised. We wanted to take a little bit more space away behind us because of Haaland and other players that are capable, so that was the reason behind it.
You talked about the second half being better. Was it a bit of a slow burner? Did it almost feel like belief from the players and from the fans grew minute by minute?
Well, listen, we praised the players first half of the out of possession stuff, but we said to them we need to keep it a bit more, we need to be a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more spiteful on the regain, and back ourselves and believe in ourselves more. But to concede the goal against City, in the position we're in, you've got to give the credit players because they didn't sink, they didn't go down, they didn't feel sorry for themselves. I was really happy with the body language and the response, and we got our rewards, and I'm not sure on the Coutinho goal, tell me what happened and what went wrong there, because we might have had a second as well.
Well, I mean, tell us what you've seen.
I've seen a legitimate goal, but I'm obviously going to be biased.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the problem is the whistle's blown, so VAR can't intervene. Is that your understanding? Have you spoke to the officials?
Yeah, well, the referee done the same at the other end when Ezri Konsa challenges the goalkeeper. Why not wait? Why not wait and then check, or let other people check whether it's a foul? But he was desperate on the whistle, and that was twice over the 90 minutes, which went against us.
How important is that fight? You talked about it. At 0-0, the game plan's working, but then at 1-0, just to throw bodies in the way, just to fight, and like you said, I think, don't go under.
Yeah, the game plan was pretty similar the other night, and we got ourselves back in the game at Arsenal, and we've conceded too soon, and the reason we conceded again the second goal was we never defended our red zone and our box well enough, the detail of defending. Today we did in the main. Of course they're going to have moments and shots, and you're going to have to ride your luck. I don't think any team can play against City and be perfect because of the level they're at, but we got the big moments right today, and this performance was all about team and guts and togetherness, and the big message for the players is listen to your fans' reaction. It doesn't matter if I'm proud, it matters if the fans are proud, and they certainly were today.
But how much nice, I mean, you've stepped forward, you've said, look, it's on me, but just as a person, walking down that touchline at the end, West Ham versus today.
To be honest with you, we didn't really do much wrong against West Ham. We conceded a deflected goal. Okay, yeah, we wasn't inventive enough in the final third. Listen, I've had to tweak a few things, and I've had to look at myself behind the scenes. This is not just about players or pointing fingers. This is about what can I do better. Do I need to sacrifice little things that I want to see in the big picture? Do I have to sacrifice things to see in the short term? And where we are, sometimes you've got to take a little bit of quality, maybe a few technical, the nice bits of your team away to put some real blood and thunder in and fight and passion, and I think we've seen that in abundance today.
He's always honest, and he's pretty reflective about what he can do better as the Villa boss. What do you think when you hear him say that?
I think he's too honest. I really
too
do.
Honest?
I'm coming from a position of being there.
Quite literally in that
position. At the same football club, and sometimes the emotion takes over, the camera's in your face. I mean, he's very measured tonight, but when you're getting booed off at home like he did the other evening, it's very difficult. It's difficult. He's trying to take any sort of blame away from his players, which is the correct thing to do, but he just keeps going on, and I think he's saying a little bit too much, and that would be my advice, because in the end, you end up saying so much that they will trip you up in the end. You know, you'll say something and say, "Oh, last week you said this," and you know. So I think, look, he will learn. I think he's learning all the time. I believe him. I like watching managers who talk the truth, but you listen to the most experienced one, they say just enough, and they're talking to the owners of the football club, the directors, the fans, and their players. And I think Stevie has to realise that he's talking to these players as well when he's in front of the camera there. He's talking to the hierarchy. I mean, he was talking last game when it didn't go well about him being under huge pressure and he's struggling to save his job. Let other people make them decisions. Let you just carry on. And at the moment, his team are obviously working for him, which is really good to see, is they can get booed off by this crowd. I know what it's like. But you also can get carried off by them fans. You know, they love you. They love you when they see the determination and the grit and that desire. And that's what his team showed tonight. And I think he just needs to build from this now. And I don't see a problem. I don't know what the objective is for Aston Villa this season. I don't know where they think they should be. He obviously wants to improve on last season, but at the end of the day, I just think it's a good platform now for him to build on, and he needs to keep a level head with it.
For Manchester City, it's a missed chance to go top of the table. Let's get the thoughts of their boss. It's Pep Guardiola.
Well, Pep, how did you see that?
We draw, so good game. We conceded just one goal in one shoot on target 90 minutes, so we were not precise in our touches in the final third in our game, and our simple things, especially in the first half. And after, when we break the game, when the game was in our hands and the chances that we had to score the second, in one action we defend really well in the second ball, so they draw.
So no shots on target in the first half. Was that down to their shape and the way they tried to stop you, or I think you touched on it there?
We didn't shoot on target.
Man City.
But we were there close, so not even them.
So second half, what improved?
Yeah, it was a little bit better after the goal, a bit better. Yeah, but no, we were right there. We were not precise because in the cross, in the Gundo didn't get in the right moment. That's just from Kevin. So with the situations that we missed a little bit, and that's why we could not score.
So is it a performance from your players that you actually find quite hard to criticise? It's just the final pass, it's just the final shot that doesn't happen?
They defend really well, so they are incredibly well organised, the physicality, and for the way they defend, we create enough chances to score goals. We defend really well, except one action, so we don't concede much, and that's good.
What did you try towards the end with the tactical change? You took Kyle Walker off. Didn't know if you'd switch to a three at the back.
At the end?
I think about 10 minutes ago you took Kyle Walker off.
Because he's injured.
Oh right, sorry. Okay, what's happened?
I don't know, but he asked to be substitute.
Okay. What do you make of the league so far, Pep? I mean, it just feels maybe more competitive, like the league's taken a different turn. We've seen yourselves and Liverpool drop points today.
Just 6 games, so that's true. So, but many games to play. So we knew it. So always it's tough, and it's not my first season here. It's a 7-1, and every game away, home is difficult.
Okay. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
He's got that air of somebody, almost as if to say, you know, it was just one of those days. 13 shots on goal, only 4 on target. But that's why they brought in Haaland, isn't it, to win these tight type of games. But it wasn't to be today. Yeah,
it's just one of those games. He had his chances as well as the one he scored. He also could have possibly scored another one if Walker squares that pass. So, like he said, I think they did pretty well in regards of controlling the game, but it was just in the final third they should have took those chances.
Yeah. You don't get many of those days for City, do you, Tim?
No, like I said, just say enough when you're a manager with experience.
Yeah, brilliant. And we've just about said enough from all of us. Bye for now.